So hey guys, as you can see, I'm in my garage today and I decided to tackle that ABS issue. So I've actually done quite a bit to try and solve this issue now. The entire interior of my car is removed. I've traced cables to find if there's any brakes. And I actually have removed the entire hydraulic system for the ABS. And still, I'm having an issue. Now, you'll see in the video today just what I have done. You'll see that I've done a test direct onto the ABS motor. Found that that was working direct off the battery and there is no problem with the pump functioning. Now, there is a part of me that wants to stop pulling out mechanical parts. I actually felt like today, after testing the pump and that the pump was working, that this is probably an electrical fault. So here you can see me doing a test on the original ABS pump. I got a bit of a spark, but I actually didn't get any life out of it. So I assumed it was dead and went ahead with the task of removing the whole hydraulic unit. So I had to move the expansion tank out the way here and then start loosening these hydraulic lines, which is a lot easier if you have the right kind of spanner, which I didn't. I then went ahead to check that I had removed all the connections to the hydraulic unit, including the earth cables, and then it was a case of getting underneath the dashboard, which does involve removing the center console and the knee bolster, to get to these 4 bolts and remove those nuts. They do tend to take a while because the bolts are quite long, and you'll remove 4 nuts there, including a retaining bolt that is on the hydraulic unit that attaches to the pedal. I then just loosen these hydraulic lines, and then you can remove the whole unit out of the car, and you can see it here complete. I will need to start to remove the retaining bolt here for the pump and loosen this hydraulic line. You'll also have to remove this hose that feeds off the brake fluid reservoir and goes into the ABS pump, but be careful because I actually did break it. This grommet does tend to be very tight in the pump recess, so do be careful when you remove that. So here you can see the pump separated from the hydraulic unit. So there will be a new pressure switch, a new pump, and also we'll be replacing the accumulator. So then I took the replacement pump and reassembled that to the hydraulic unit and then refitted inside the car, making sure that I attached everything correctly, including tightening up the hydraulic lines, making sure that the accumulator was fitted and secure in place. I then checked all the electrical connections and made sure that they were secure, and of course I then performed a thorough bleed of the brake system before I went ahead and tested the results, which unfortunately weren't good. Which was the ABS light was illuminated, as was the brake fluid light. So then I went ahead and performed this test to see if the pump was actually functioning, and it was. So I've been putting out the plugs and checking all the cables, and you'll see in this video that I've actually done some rewiring just to make sure that any cables I saw that might have been a little bit worn weren't the culprit. I'm actually coming up at a loss now without taking my car to a specialist, and I know that they're just going to go through the same things I am to try and trace if there is an electrical fault. When I did actually speak to a specialist on the phone, he asked me to do things I'd already done, and he was a little bit bemused himself. So I'm starting to feel like this is going to be a headache. So I'm going to be really happy if any of you guys out there can comment and give me some pointers if you've had this issue before. I mean, barring me taking out the entire hydraulic system and replacing everything, including the ECU, I really don't know what else I can do unless I trace every individual cable to every part of the ABS system. This is a bit of a head scratcher. Now, give me a mechanical issue any day. Ask me to change a head gasket on your Saab 900 and I'll do that, no problem. But if you ask me to look at anything electrical, you'll see me whistling and walking off in the other direction. So yeah, I am not looking forward to tackling anything too extensive electrical. I don't have a lot of experience, just basic. So this is, like I said, becoming a bit of a headache, and I could do with some tips if anyone has got any out there. So there you go, guys, that's where I've got to so far. Autumn is here, winter is coming, and I'm not sure I'm going to get this done in time before it gets bitterly cold, because Sweden does get very cold in the winter, and my workshop has no heat. It'd be really good if I get any direction to go in the next month or so, but other than that, I'm probably going to have to leave it till early spring next year. Which is a shame, but then there is a few jobs I need to do in the meantime which I could crack on with. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot, thanks for your help, thanks for your advice, and as always, please subscribe, and see you next time on the Classic Saab Guy.